Well, I will see your construction and raise you a thunderstorm. That could be on my end here in a second. It's looking very foreboding, but it's perfect timing, as a matter of fact. A dark, cloudy sky, something wicked this way comes as we talk about last week's or this week's AEW Dynamite program on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. You know, I did something wrong this week. Normally, because Raw comes first in the week, I watch Raw first and then nothing live, obviously. You can't fast forward. But I watch Raw first and then AEW, and I'm so at my wit's end by the time I finish with slogging through Raw that I'm afraid I don't give AEW the benefit of the doubt all the time. So I thought this week I will reverse it. I'll watch AEW and then Raw. And I picked the week to do that AEW presented potentially the worst television program that they have ever broadcast to an unsuspecting public. Can you remember one that had less redeeming quality?
I'm sure there may have been one or two with less redeeming quality, because at least there was a segment or two on this show that I thought was productive and okay.
90 seconds of Wardlow and MJF is not worth 2 hours of my life.
You're not wrong about that.
All right. So at the very open of this thing, and now, by the way, somebody had the perfect, as several people did, had the perfect comment about the bing bang, bing bang, walla walla bing bang, the Big Bang Theory. Ooh, ooh, bing bang, walla walla bing bang. They had the perfect statement about the Big Bang Theory. They said the difference between the Big Bang Theory and Always Sunny is a smart show about stupid people, and the Big Bang Theory is a stupid show about smart people. That's the best way to fucking look at it. So they're trying to keep the Big Bangers with a hot match at the start. They bring Adam Cole out, his big entrance, which now, unfortunately, is the best part of Adam's game. He's at color, and the qualifying match for the Owen Hart Invitational Tournament, Bobby Fish versus Jeff Hardy. O'Reilly in Fish's corner, Matt in Jeff's corner. So we've gotten to this point in 4 weeks? We have gone from Jeff Hardy making his debut in the reunion of the Hardy Boys to a month later, he's in a qualifying match to get into a tournament. Knox was the referee, so that's a bad sign. But honestly, we didn't need Knox to sabotage this match. I will say Adam Cole is well-spoken with bass in his voice on color. He sounds convincing. If you're not looking at him and you're not looking at his matches where he never actually wins anything, just listening to his voice doing color, you would still think that maybe he had credibility. It's amazing how that they can find the weakness in everybody they sign and accentuate that weakness as much as possible. Did you hear Roderick Strong has asked for his release multiple times this year, and they've turned him down? They got plans for him over there.
It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. His wife's over there. His best friends are over there. We all knew this was coming.
But now, unfortunately, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place because I guess, I don't know. I mean, I had to yell at Roddy. Did I ever tell you a story of Roddy and the Midget?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I had to yell at Roderick Strong on the phone one time. We were just in the process of Sinclair was just buying Ring of Honor. And we were about to go on television on 60-something television stations across the country that would blow away that fucking rotten HDNet audience that nobody saw. And we get a phone call. And Roderick Strong has just signed a contract to Ring of Honor to appear on our television. Said, well, there's something I shot a couple of years ago. Apparently, it's now going to air on some television network. I can't remember, some cable network. I said, what? He said, apparently, this was in 2011. So somewhere around 2009 or so, Roddy went with some friends of his in Florida to a reality TV show shoot where at some point he was going to play the part of a person at a college frat party or something, and basically he got beat up by a midget on this reality TV show scene. Beat up and or choked out by a midget.
So he'll fit in AEW.
Well, but I had to say, you mean to tell me that I've got to call Joe Koff, the new owner of Ring of Honor Wrestling, new representative of the owners, and I've got to tell him that one of the fucking wrestlers that I've just implored him to sign that we can't do without is about to be on television getting choked out by a fucking midget. I said, how much did they pay you for that? Well, it was just for fun. They gave us free beer. Fuck. And it took me 10 or 15 minutes to explain to him why that it was detrimental to his career that he was about to be a pro wrestler on a brand new television program and was going to be seen by at least a limited number of people, whoever watches that horse shit reality TV show, whatever the fuck it was. He was about to be seen getting choked out by a midget. I said, certainly right before Rocky III was released, you remember where Hulk Hogan put over a paraplegic nun. Fuck. So he'll probably be up for doing anything as long as it's fun with his friends. And then the last one, in my opinion, wouldn't be ruined. But nevertheless, so this match with Bobby Fish and Jeff Hardy. Bobby Fish could take poor Jeff Hardy apart in 30 seconds in a legitimate contest, and I know that wrestling perception is reality, but can anybody look at Bobby Fish in the shape he's in and then look at Jeff, who it looks painful for him to walk? Let's just say that this match did not take advantage of either man's attributes or present either in a positive light. Whether it was a style clash or just... But let me ask you that, is Jeff Hardy bulletproof? How long can he have matches like this and still be over? Will it hurt some? Will it hurt none? Will it hurt a lot?
I don't think he's bulletproof. I think if it keeps happening the way it's been happening, it will hurt because he gets that big pike. It's a massive pop. And you wonder where that's coming from. Like how much of that audience is just people who love him off WWE TV. But then the matches fall apart. It's the tag matches. It's now the singles matches. And, just like with Adam Cole and Keith Lee in NXT, as crazy as it sounds, maybe Jeff Hardy's a guy that's just better fit for WWE. He certainly hits the swanton better off ropes than cables.
God damn, he's hitting the swanton now for real. I don't know why one son of a bitch would be laying there for it. I'm sorry, don't know. I've heard somebody said on Twitter, well, now he just tells guys, it's going to be stiff, and he apologizes ahead of time. Fuck you. I will not be there if you're going to land on me like that. I will be somewhere else, and you will miss me. And I'm wondering whether it's people that like Jeff from the memory of some of his WWF matches from longer ago. But should either Hardy in AEW in this environment at this time, should either one of them be in a singles match to begin with at all?
They shouldn't be in singles matches. They probably shouldn't be giving away too many matches that aren't on pay-per-view, and they should really do everything they can to get them healthy and ready for a good pay-per-view match. Because that's really, at this point with their age and who they are, that's the best that you could hope for.
And, I've always been a fan of the Hardys, and I recognize that they were over. And in their youth, they were tremendous risk takers and performers and etc., but they don't need to be doing that at this point in their late 40s, middle 40s, whatever. And as well, we said that once that they got the Hardys, they should have had the big reunion pay-per-view match against the Hardley Boys, their doppelgangers, because that would be the big money, if there was any to be had. And that opportunity has already left the barn. People have seen them in singles and in tags against underneath talent. Jeff's matches don't actually make a lot of sense to begin with, and never did, because he's like Rob Van Dam, Argentina Rocca. His own fucking style works for him. Nobody else could do it. But in this case, just Fish gives one of those falcon arrows to Jeff off the top rope, gets a 2 count, then gets an ankle lock, and Jeff gets the rope break. And then immediately Fish charges, and Jeff just hits an elbow, springs, well, doesn't spring. There was not a lot of springing in this match, but he goes up to the top and does a diving, spinning backflip off the top toward Fish, but Fish had to stand there and wait for it. And then when he saw that Jeff was going to completely miss him, Fish tried to bend over real quick to try to get under him, and Jeff's leg grazed the back of Fish's head. Before Jeff took the horrible bump, Fish was barely touched, so he had to fall backwards and sell and lay there until Jeff got back to the top, which took a while. And poor Fish laying there like he's been shot. And then the swanton lands right on him. I'm sorry, fuck you. No. And then 1, 2, 3, Fish loses again. So now Bobby Fish, that's one of the better workers in the company and a legitimately MMA trained guy with a varied background, just come into the company and he's jobbing to guys that can't even hit the fucking moves and potato him while he's laying down for them. Boy, the business has changed, because that would have been a fucking fist fight. And then the Hardley boys do come to the ring for the face-off with the Hardy boys, and you could hear a fucking mouse pissing on cotton. The people didn't give a fuck. That horse has left the barn. And then finally Matt tries to get them to do the delete because they wasn't making any noise. They like delete. They were probably wishing they could have deleted what they'd just seen. But am I being biased, or was there not a massive groundswell of interest in the Hardys and the Hardleys?
I don't think there was a lot of interest. I think also from the moment Adam Cole came out there, because of the way he's been used, I don't think it means as much. And I think there's a reason why this show started out so much lower than previous weeks in the ratings. And I think this was unappealing. And, whatever Jeff Hardy had that was special coming in, Jesus Christ, what the fuck are they doing? I think it's Jeff Hardy landing on someone up there.
Jeff Hardy's being dropped from a helicopter on your roof as we speak.
But whatever special he had coming in, it's gone. And whatever, they're going to still do the Bucks and the Hardy Boys, because those two teams have wanted that and wanted to do it. They wanted to do a big run on the Indies a few years ago when Matt Hardy went back to WWE, I believe. So they'll do it. But just like with the Hardy Boys, I've been telling you for a while, I think a lot of people are burned out on the Bucks. The Bucks have go-away heat with a lot of people in my eyes, and also a lot of people are just indifferent to them now, and I think you saw some of that here.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. We've argued before on whether the Bucks were smart enough to know what they were doing when they bury people and do it anyway to get that accomplished, or whether they're just completely ignorant of wrestling. And if this is a program that they wanted to do and that they have any fucking hope for, and they've put it together like this and let the other things that have gone on with the Hardys in the last month go on, that means they really are just that fucking ignorant and have no idea what they're doing. Because if they had any confidence in this, they wouldn't have started it out and put it together like this if they knew what they were doing.